The officer with the body camera knows this emergency won't require much from him.
This way.
The job of trying to save a man's life is already well underway.
Straight ahead.
And so he's here mostly to observe and ask questions.
What kind of surgery?
Questions in need of a few more answers.
He was already sedated. Anesthesiologist has all the information.
Okay.
It is a surgery so common, nearly 4 million will be performed in the U.S. this year alone. A surgery so routine.
We weren't thinking there was a whole lot of risk.
The man's wife was told no need to stay.
They said I needed to go, I could do an errand, or I could do whatever, and they would call me when he was done.
Chris Ryder never assumed the surgeon would be the one to make that call.
He said, this is Stark Johnson, where are you? And I said, oh, I'm just right across the street. And he's like, okay. He goes, I'm gonna meet you in the parking lot.
And when she got there,
he said, do you believe in God? And I said, yeah. And I said, why? And he goes, would you like to pray with me? And I was like, what?
that's her on the opposite end of the officer's body camera, still struggling to understand why her husband's heart was no longer beating.
We had just talked about what we were going to do for dinner that night, and Bart had said, well, let's see how I feel.
Bart Ryder, her husband of 23 years.
We met at the Mercury Cafe. He just never met anyone that he didn't like and that didn't like him. It's just, that's who he was.
Notes obtained by 9 News Investigate suggest Insight Surgery Center staff noticed abnormal vital signs 11 minutes into the cataract surgery. By the time Bart Ryder arrived at Skyridge Medical Center, 1.5 miles away, his death was all but ensured. An autopsy blamed cardiac arrest.
It just didn't make sense. Bart was 56. We skied every weekend. We biked together, we hiked together.
One by one, those who staffed the surgical center's OR that day drew these pictures, documenting who was where when things went wrong. A horrible accident, investigators concluded. Chris Ryder reluctantly concluded the same. That is, until she got a call from a doctor not present in the room.
And he goes, I'm telling you this because I think that's a major distraction.
That doctor's tip outlined a story so absurd, thought Chris.
I was like, what?
She didn't know what to think.
My name is Carl Stark Johnson.
And so she hired a team of lawyers to take depositions of the surgeon, Dr. Stark Johnson.
Michael Urban.
And the anesthesiologist, Dr. Michael Urban, who then asked both if the tip was true.
Were you playing music bingo during Bart Ryder's February 3rd, 2023 cataract surgery?
Yes.
That's right.
I want to talk to you about the music bingo game.
A game they played routinely during these routine surgeries.
I'm sorry, Maureen, the music what?
Bingo game.
Oh, thank you.
The team inside the surgery center's OR would listen as songs played on Dr. Urban's cell phone.
I understand that you would keep score.
I would usually, but not always, keep score.
We continually listen to the radio and we categorize the songs.
Mostly 70s and 80s bands and musicians, they said.
So as an example, if the 70s group Bee Gees were to sing a song, that would be a letter B.
B was for the Bee Gees, Barry Manilow.
N for Neil Young, G for Gladys Knight. You get the idea. Mark aboard, pass the time, all while doing something Ryder's family found even more inexplicable.
We learned from the nurses and from the depositions that it wasn't unusual for them to turn off the audible alarms.
So they would turn the alarms down or off?
Yes. And that particular machine allows that to happen.
You agree that the alarms monitoring the vital signs should not have been disabled or turned off. Fair?
Yes, that is fair.
With the alarms not audible and Ryder's body covered during the surgery, no one immediately noticed his skin turning blue, a telltale sign of oxygen deprivation. He died because his brain lacked the oxygen it needed to keep him alive.
My son is without his dad, his best friend. I'm without Bart, my guy. Yeah, it makes me angry. It makes me sad. I'm sad. I'm mad. I'm just disgusted. I'm just infuriated.
In a statement to 9 News Investigates, Dr. Johnson, the surgeon, blamed the anesthesiologist. Dr. Urban silenced the alarms. He did this without notifying Dr. Johnson or anyone else, something he said during the deposition.
I know that he wasn't paying attention to the vital signs and doing his job.
Dr. Urban, through an attorney, told us he stands by his care and treatment of Mr. Ryder and disagrees with the surgeon's characterizations of the events of that day. Chris Ryder settled her lawsuit against Dr. Johnson here in Colorado for an undisclosed amount. Here in Colorado, Dr. Johnson's license remains active. Dr. Urban, on the other hand, no longer has an active license here in Colorado, but he is currently practicing in Oregon, where his license there remains clear of any mention of this case. Chris Vanderveen, 9 News.